Let's go over the top 10 shooting guards to target in your Yahoo head-to-head points drafts coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I've got my top 10 shooting guards to draft in head-to-head points leagues. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. I will be posting valuable fantasy basketball content all season long. Do you have a burning fantasy basketball question that you want an expert to answer? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds-NBA, submit your question, and I will give you a personal audio response right to your email. You can even send me screenshots of your team so that way I can use that in my review. It's super easy to do and it's a great way to get fantasy basketball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's dive into this list here. At number 10 we have Bradley Beal. For the majority of the season, Bradley Beal did not offer fantasy managers the season that they were hoping to get out of him. Many expected more involvement in the offense and it seemed like Beal kind of struggled out of the gates. He comes at a discount this year, which is just fine by me. I expect him to be better as a Sun in year 2 and to pick up the slack if Kevin Durant happens to miss any time this year. Let's go to number 9. We have Derek White. White is a little less valuable in points formats since he doesn't offer a whole lot of scoring. Obviously, it makes up for some of it with his stocks, but it's difficult to expect any more improvement from White with the Celtics as loaded as they are. The averages that you see from him last season are a good measure as to what to expect from Derek White this season. Let's go to number 8. We have Anthony Simons. This young Portland squad has a lot to figure out this season, but you can count on Simons to be a microwave scorer in the starting lineup at least to start the year. I think we're going to see more Henderson in year 2, which might cut into Simons' usage. The addition of Denny Avdia should give Simons more open looks, but it may come at the expense of the ball being out of his hands even more. Let's go to number 7. We have CJ McCollum. The Pelicans have arguably the most balanced scoring lineup in the NBA. It's possible that 4 players is going to push 20 points per game each night. The downside to this, of course, is none of the 4 players are going to have much upside, which is certainly the case for CJ McCollum. With DeJounte Murray in town, I would expect that CJ's points might creep up a little bit at the expense of his distribution. Let's go to number 6. We have Tyler Hero. The Heat are going to be one of the slowest paced teams this season, but that suits their defensive style of play just fine. With Jaime Jaquez Jr. expected to take a little bit more of a role on offense, it would likely come at the expense of Jimmy Butler and not Tyler Hero. Provided Hero stays healthy, he should be a good source of points each night as a combo guard. He wouldn't be a bad player to reach for in drafts. Let's go to number 5. We have Desmond Bane. A year removed from a season riddled with injuries, the Grizzlies have rekindled hope for their fan base now that all their star players are ready to go to start the season. When it comes to Desmond Bane, he's going to have a little bit more playing time to begin the season with the loss of G.G. Jackson until potentially December. Bane can end up being one of a very few amount of players in the league that can average 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists this year. Let's move on to number 4. We have Anthony Edwards. The top 4 on this list are in a tier of their own. The other 3 in this tier have already solidified their spots as premier point getters, whereas Edwards will challenge them for the title of best shooting guard by the time the season is over. I've seen him go as early as the first round in drafts, but I caution against that, especially if you can get any of the other 3 in the second round and a more established name with your first pick. Let's go to number 3. We have Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is Robin to Luka's Batman, but that doesn't mean that there's a big drop-off between the two. Perhaps a better analogy is that they are Batman and Superman, and I'll leave it to you guys in the comments to decide who's who. Both Kyrie and Luka will command a lot of usage on this team, and Kyrie's polished game will ensure that you can bank on solid performances from him every night. Moving on to number 2, we have Devin Booker. Booker is going to be the undisputed number 1 option for the Suns this year. He's going to be their top scorer, but with Tyus Jones now in the fold, we might see a dip in Booker's assists this season. While Kevin Durant posted an extremely useful season last year, I expect a 3-point downswing in Durant's scoring output and a 3-point upswing in Booker's. Expect Booker to be gone early in the second round. And finally, at number 1, we have Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's projections this season are Anthony Edwards' ceiling, which is why, at least for this year, Mitchell is going to top this list. He runs the Cavaliers, he's the go-to closer, and he's going to share facilitating the offense with Garland. And if he can hold the 1.8 steals per game that he was able to achieve last year, that alone is going to set him apart from the rest of the players in this top tier. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I am going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.